Hey, Ananian The Car Doctor. In the shop today, putting a starter in a 2007 Honda Accord, right? Starter motor failed. I thought you'd like to see. That's the intake manifold. That's where the intake manifold used to live. And down there, you can see it's just hanging out of the block. The bolts are out. I just have to lift it out. That's the starter. Here's the things that the YouTube mechanics don't tell you about, but I'm gonna, all right, because this is real world, is down here, if you look, this is the bracket that goes underneath the intake manifold. Do you see that little bit of corrosion down at the bottom bolt hole? See the back of my glove? See the corrosion? All right, moisture got up in there. See the bolt hole right down there by my finger? That's where the bolt used to go. It's now corroded itself into the block. We'll have to do some drilling and tapping to get it out. This is what it is. Let's call it what it is. It's a beater, as the customer calls it. He's using it back and forth to the train station. Maybe that bracket's not going to be necessary for the next couple of years or the next couple of months, however long he's keeping it. I'll leave that up to him. But the goal was to get a starter in it. But that's what you have to go through. And this is exactly why we start talking about, what's it going to take. Estimates are kind of useless. All right, you get into an older car. Here's one 15 years old. Removing the intake is normal procedure. I've seen the videos where they talk about moving the manifold out of the way. I don't think it would have worked on this one. The bolts were too corroded. Things had to get disassembled. Just be mindful, right? That expect the unexpected. That's really what auto repair is. That's the knock sensor. Sometimes if you're taking this starter out and the intake's not off, I think it's the CRVs, generally pulling that knock sensor makes life easier. Sometimes I replace that knock sensor because they're as rusty and cruddy looking as that. And when I don't change them, I end up with knock sensor fault codes 2 weeks later. So that becomes an issue. I think disturbing those as they get older, they get brittle. I took the intake duct off because it's made out of rubber and it's old. And you go to stretch that, you'll break it. Stay away from bracing things on the radiator, the plastic radiator neck. That's brittle too. You'll end up putting a radiator in the car, and explain that to the customer. So take the time, do it right, get paid for what you do, and you'll be better off in the long run, and you'll make a better repair. Thought you'd like to see what goes on here. That's not where I put a starter, and some of the challenges that await for you. I'm Ananian The Car Doctor. I'll see you guys on radio. Be good.
Did you miss this week's full broadcast of Ananian The Car Doctor? Or maybe you want to hear certain parts of it all over again. Well, it's easy to do. Once the show airs, it then becomes a podcast. You can find it through all major podcast players and media: iHeartMedia, Google, Amazon Music, Spotify, and so much more. Use your favorite search engine and ask for Ron Ananian Podcast. Watch what happens next. Need more Ron? That's okay. Look for Ron Ananian, available via podcast, wherever podcasts are found.